She is amazing. We were amazing.
He was nice enough. I mean, it was nice enough. At the start, anyway. It was a bit weird, but I didn't mind so much because he seemed genuine. That's rare in a man these days. Always a bit odd, though.
I remember the first time I saw her. I fell in love with her right there and then. She was talking to a friend of mine. There was the beauty, a radiance. She radiated beauty. I approached my friend to say hi. My excuse to introduce myself to her.
I was talking to a friend of mine when he suddenly came out of nowhere and cut in and stood awkwardly around throwing random comments about.
There was a glint in her eye when we made eye contact. My heart shot up my throat, nearly fell out my mouth onto the floor, laid bare for her. To take, to hold, to crush. Everything else fell away. We talked.
I thought at first he was just being funny and laughed at him. I don't know whether it was his nerves or just general honesty surfacing at that early stage. Didn't take offence though.
I talked. The only thing that mattered in the world was talking to her. She talked, and the only thing that mattered in the world was listening to her. What she had to say. I took it all in. The words, their meaning, her tone, pronunciation. One look and one conversation and I was hooked. Addicted to her drug. Experiencing all of her. I drank her in like a wine.
He pursued me fairly consistently after that. I eventually succumbed to his persistence and we started dating. I mean, I had nothing else to do. Nothing better going on with my life at the time. So, we had a few dates. Didn't fall in love or anything like that. I mean, we weren't that serious. It was only a bit of fun.
So it went from there. I pursued her, fully sure of my love for her. I had to contain myself so as not to scare her away. Even though I knew she loved me. Even if she didn't know it yet. My staunch belief that we were to be together allowed me to fully commit to her. It meant I wouldn't be distracted by outside distractions. The semantics followed, which to some are as important as the goal. Some people concentrate on the chase even more so than the catch. These are self-absorbed, pretentious fools. They could never give themselves fully to another. Not like I to her. I chased, I caught. That's the important part. And so I gave myself to her fully. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. My consciousness contained only thoughts of her. Blood flowed through my veins only to serve her. My heart beat only to love her. I, to me, became secondary to myself. All my decisions were based on serving her.
I stayed over at his place a couple of times. Bit dingy though. Birds nesting in the roof. A couple of other things. Dishes mounting in the sink. Stinky clothes on a pile on the floor. Brr, not a good sign. A man who can't look after himself can't look after you. Not that I need to be looked after. But I at least need a man who's on an equal footing as me. He never gave me that impression. And then he completely switched. Started talking about marriage, kids, a home together and our lives as one. A freak.
When we made love, we didn't ride or fuck or do it. We made love. It was amazing. Our bodies moving in unison. I knew her inside and out. It was romantic and passionate. It was the emotional and the physical in tandem. We were as happy together as two people could be. Lying in bed on Sunday mornings, the only intrusion of the outside world being the two birds that decided to nest in my attic over our heads, scraping and scratching, making a home for themselves, like us. Not as happy though. That would have been impossible. I'd made plans for us, thoughts of a future together.
It started creeping me out, to be honest. He started creeping me out. I wasn't ready for any of the things he was talking about, especially not with an immature man that I didn't love. So I tried to distance myself, but persistence reared its ugly head. At the end I just had to sit him down and tell him we were over and that I'd started seeing someone else in work. I hadn't. He looked broken when I left him at last. But we weren't that serious. I mean, it wasn't that serious. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll grow up a bit and find a nice girl who's just as intense as him. They'll live happily ever after.
Then it all fell apart. She ripped my heart out and took it with her when she left me. Now I lie alone in bed, listening to those scratching birds overhead. Scraping, cawing, pecking. I hate those fucking birds.